Hello everybody, and welcome to my talk on the evolution of new species. The topic has got a very long and fascinating history, going back to the time of Charles Darwin. Darwin thought that lineages may form from common ancestors by evolving slightly different characters over incredibly long periods of time, even longer periods of time than natural selection may act. You can see from the right hand side of this slide his original thinking on how ancestors may evolve different characters over long time periods. More recent thinking has invoked barriers to reproduction, with Ernst Mayr proposing that new species may form when individuals from divergent populations no longer recognise one another as potential reproductive partners. Now, he proposed that mating opportunities may become limited when subpopulations either use different habitats and therefore there's spatial variation, or have different breeding schedules and therefore have temporal variation in the timing of reproduction. These differences can occur over a continuum, with allopatry on the left hand side of that continuum, as shown in the figure in the bottom right of this slide, where speciation is likely to occur when individuals are geographically isolated. In the middle is parapatry, where populations exist in proximity to each other, but ultimately have non-overlapping ranges, where a certain amount of speciation is likely to occur. On the right hand side of the continuum is pure sympatry, where populations overlap, and so speciation is highly unlikely. A more recent advancement has been the idea that sexual selection may play a role in speciation, because sexual selection and the resulting variation in mating success within a population may lead to reproductive isolation among populations. A nice example of this is shown in the paper by Seehausen and colleagues, where they showed that overlapping populations are diverging because of differential preferences for male coloration by female fish. More recently has been the idea that selection may not be involved at all, or actually may only play a small part, and instead chance events such as genetic drift cause speciation to occur. Although this idea has received relatively little support, there is some support from, for example, polyploidy, which may lead to hybrid infertility and thus lead to new species. Another example of randomness rather than selection is caused by mutation order speciation. And this is the idea that reproductive isolation may occur as a result of genetic mutations, particularly when those mutations are advantageous and, for example, increase attractiveness. You can see in the figure on the right hand side that mutations may cause variation in reproductive isolation and result in speciation occurring. To sum up, although genetic studies have played a prominent role in speciation research, we now think that we need to integrate geographic, ecological and genomic approaches to advance the field.